What's happening, YouTube? It's Simon466cards, and today we're going to talk about PSA 10s versus PSA 9s and why for ultra modern cards there's always going to be a huge gap between the 10s versus the 9s, and also why PSA 10s in the ultra modern era are going to be limited in how much they're valued. We're going to do this all by showing great data from GemRate. You can see this on my screen right now. They have a great feature in the player tab. You can see here in the top here using player data. It summarizes all the cards that exist for an individual player. So you can see here, I'm going to go through three examples: Luka Doncic, Joe Burrow, and Steph Curry. What I've done here is looking at just the PSA cards. So we're not looking at Beckett, SGC, CGC, any of those. Just looking at PSA cards of Luka Doncic. And GemRate has summarized the number of total gems from PSA for Luka, and it is 169,506 PSA 10s. That is not a typo. That means that there is 169,000 PSA 10s that exist in the universe. That is a whole lot of slabs. Whole lot of slabs. Now, that also includes years from 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, and maybe perhaps even 2023. So, let's say, well, you might think that's a lot of cards that are not his rookie cards. So what I've done is I've exported this to Excel to show you how many exist. So here we are in Excel. These are all just 2018, Luka's rookie year. And we can see that in Luka's rookie year, there are, you can see in the bottom right here, 93,198 PSA 10 slabs from his rookie year. Think about that. And to get even further, Prism. If we just look at Prism from 2018, if you had to guess, actually, I'll do this. This is easier. If you had to guess how many Panini Prism PSA 10 Luka Doncic's rookie card exists, how many would you say? What if I told you the number was 26,569 total PSA 10 slabs? Now, the majority of them are base. Still 2,200 silvers, red, white, and blues, and all the way down the line. Think about that for a second. 26,000 from just Prism alone and all of its parallels. If we take a step back, 93,000 Panini Luka rookie cards in a PSA 10. There are so many out there. Why would you ever buy a PSA 9? And that's why there's always going to be a huge gap for ultra modern between PSA 10s versus PSA 9s. Because there's so many PSA 10s out there, you don't need to fight with other people for them. The second thing is there are so many PSA 10 out there in the ultra modern era that it puts a cap on the prices in the ultra modern era because we're just flooded, absolutely flooded with PSA 10s. Now, that's Luka. Let's look at Joe Burrow. So Joe Burrow, we do the exact same exercise. So for him, he's got 106,000 total PSA 10s. Again, you can see here I select the PSA, Joe Burrow, football, etc., etc. So 106,000 PSA 10 gems that exist for Joe Burrow. How many of those are rookie cards? Well, I am about to tell you right here. See here, I've selected 2020. There are 98,000 are from his rookie year. If you're looking for Prism, so he's card number 307, he has 11,000 PSA 10s from Prism in his rookie year. So again, with 11,000 Joe Burrow slabs that are PSA 10s for Prism, with 98,000 PSA 10 slabs from his rookie year, Why would anybody ever buy a PSA 9? Absolutely flooded the market with these PSA 10s, oversaturated, oversupply. You don't need to buy a PSA 9. You're not going to be fighting with a lot of people for a PSA 10. And again, this is why the market for ultra modern is capped. There's a ceiling from just oversupply because of all the parallels and all the overproduction from Panini. Now let's compare. So we're looking at 98,000 again, 98,000 total slabs as a PSA 10 for Joe Burrow. For Luka, it was 93,000. So it's a whole lot of those. Now let's look at Steph Curry. He is from 2009. Total gems 64,000. Again, Joe Burrow 106, Luka 169. Steph Curry 64,000 total gems. But that's across his entire career. If we look at just his rookie year, 2009, total gems 10,000. Again, compare that with Luka 93,000. Compare that with Burrow 98,000. Curry 10,150. You can see that right here in the bottom corner. And that is the fundamental issue, right? There's so many more, like 10,000 versus 90,000, literally 9x. And you can see if we order this from largest to smallest, the most of any card in a PSA 10 in Steph Curry's rookie year, 1,700 is the highest pop for any card. And then 1,300. That's less than the number of Luka Silver PSA 10s that exist. And this is the highest, and it's a base card. Everything else are just, you can see it's in the hundreds. Compare that to this list. Like, look at how many for Burrow here. Look at how many are in the thousands, right? That is 21 different cards and their parallels above 1,000. For Luka, it's 2. For Curry, it's 2. For Burrow, it's 21. For Luka, it is however many this is, 13. Right? It is completely night and day the amount of supply that exists in the ultra modern market, and I think that is being lost. There's too much supply in the ultra modern market to support prices over the long term, and I think that's the part that I think is being either intentionally ignored or just people being willfully blind to what's about to happen to this market, and why I think there's still more to go in the Luka market, in the Joe Burrow market. Time will tell, but I've been saying this for a long time now, and I've been generally right. So what do you think? Do you agree with me that the amount of PSA 10s that exists is a problem for the ultra-modern market compared to some of the prices for all-time greats like Steph Curry, and how much, like literally 1/9 of their pop counts, right? What do you think? Am I onto something here, or am I overlooking something? That's it. That's the video. Thank you as always for listening and watching, and I will talk to you all soon. Cheers.